Hello, Solo Citizen here. Hope everyone's doing well. Back with episode 3 of Drawn Time Lapse Reflections. Today I have Bad Blood Pearl. Um, if you're not familiar with the Bad Blood series, this is possibly like a 3 or 4 part series. I'm not sure, but it's gonna lead up to like one big drawn collaboration of like all the characters that I'm doing. Um, I'm doing each one little by little. But if you're not familiar with the whole idea, I can run through it real quick. So far, I've done Garnet, and this would be Pearl from Steven Universe, like I said before. I'm not going to reveal who else I'm going to do, but you can imagine I'm going to do Amethyst too. That's should be a given. But there's some other things I'll do with that. But I'm not going to reveal that right now. But for right now, the whole idea behind this Bad Blood series is simple. What if something happened to Steven to where the Crystal Gems had to kind of rescue him? What if the government kind of captured Steven and they wanted to experiment on him for like, I don't know, some type of anti-gem weapon because, you know, the government caught wind that Homeworld was invading and, you know, they don't necessarily trust the crystal gems to it, so they, I guess, want to use Steven to kind of, him being like this human gem hybrid. I don't know, they want to build some more human gem hybrid soldiers using Steven's DNA or whatever the case may be. But yeah, the crystal gems, they would have to rescue him. And I guess the whole idea is they're pissed about it, you know, especially Pearl, Amethyst, and Garnet, because they were the closest ones. Lapis and Peridot, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do those yet, but I have thought about it. I guess we'll have to find out. But yeah, I don't think I explained this in the first Bad Blood drawn video, but Garnet would be the person to retrieve Steven, who is now like this like tube of like light goo, I suppose. Like he's in the middle of like reforming, but he has like this kind of like plasma like form or whatever the case may be, something like that. It's something. It's weird. He's fucked up. That's the whole idea. He's messed up, and you know, the crystal gems. They're not here to kind of like calmly subdue the humans. You know, ask nicely. Can we have Steven back? They're here to kill. You know, a big part of the influence for this drawing was how Pearl was. Back when in the episode The Answer, when I think that might have been the earliest version of Pearl that we've known so far, that had that whole badass kind of ruthless look to her, to where she was all like, you know, relentless. You know, I remember a scene where she was taking on two court soldiers in Blue Diamond's court. And you know, she instantly killed both of them with just one strike of her swords and everything. So I definitely had the swords and everything. But yeah, just that one whole idea kind of really influenced like every drawing for this Bad Blood series. So yeah, I guess I'm trying to capture that. You know, I'm not necessarily too big on like the real cutesy type drawings. I know that gets a lot of clout in the Steven Universe community, which is cool. You know, I'm not complaining, but that's not what I'm doing. That's not who I'm about. I mean, I support it, I suppose. Art is art, you know. I'm just not into that, and you won't find any of that here. ideally. I think I dabbed in that before in the past, but I just can't. I can't get into it. Besides, these are a lot more interesting to me. I can play around and have fun. A little bit about my process, and I guess when it comes to my process in general with these reflection videos, I will just give out little by little with each video. If you all have any specific questions, I'm more than willing to answer. Depending on how big these videos get, I'm not sure. At this point, I'm doing it for my own well-being. Doing it for my own growth and development. Helping with time management and all that stuff, so I won't spend all day on one drawing. I want to be able to finish these drawings. But I mean, still, whatever the case may be, I'm more than willing to answer questions. After I have a model or whatever, everything else is pretty much off top. The only thing I'm really referencing with most of my drawings is the model, the pose. Things like the garments, the weapons, the clothing, stuff like that. All that is kind of like just random wildness that I'm like thinking about. I guess I have kind of a functionality that I guess I'm trying to achieve with each like character. Like Garnet, I imagine it's kind of like the tanky type character. She's like taking hits and she's dishing out big hits. Pearl would be more of the swift kind of swordsman type character. I had to do her spear though. I felt like that was a big part of her character. And obviously, I'm not just gonna draw her typical spear. I kind of want to put my own little twist to it. I like the idea that a Triton was an option for Pearl's spear. So that episode, Bismuth, I think that was the name of the episode too. But yeah, the episode with Bismuth in it, she got a Triton, so I wanted to make her spear a Triton. But yeah, my point is, after I get the model, it's just go crazy time. That's what I'm all about a lot of times for these drawings. It's fun, it's therapeutic, and it's interesting to see how things turn out. Some challenges and some things I think I've done good with. One challenge still is like faces and I suppose just general proportions. I'm still trying to get that down. It's kind of hard to, like sometimes when you get in the zone, I suppose it's hard to kind of get yourself out of that zone, even if it's for a second, to think about what you see instead of what you know. And sometimes what you know is not like what it's supposed to be, I suppose. Like just because I know something might look like that, it might necessarily look right on everything, Some people might understand what that means. But yeah, that it's all about growth as just an artist and everything. You gotta step back every once in a while, and if you need reference, get reference. It's not always good to use to go off top. But yeah, one thing that I really liked about this drawing specifically is how I handled lighting. Believe it or not, I didn't bitch and moan about taking on shadows this time around, which is good because I feel as if my drawings will come out a lot faster because that's the part that was always holding me up. But yeah, as the videos comes to an end, this was Bad Blood Pearl. Beside her, I have her two clones, Hollow Pearls and everything. But in the actual story, I suppose she would have an army of Hollow Pearls, and she would take on this army of the military or whatever. Her and her Hollow Pearls, and they would just fight off whoever's in the yard while Garnet and Amethyst does their thing. Not gonna reveal too much, but yeah, this drawing was a lot of fun. Like and share the video. If you have any ideas or suggestions, comments, whatever, you can always put it down. Look forward to more videos. I'll try to keep them consistent. And thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.